Okay. It's about time. Why don't we get this meeting underway? My name is Duncan Berry. This is the Harwich Planning Board meeting of the 14th of December, 2021. This is being held in person and may be available as a live broadcast on Channel 18. Members of the public with an interest in any portion or specific item on the agenda should plan for in-person attendance. I'm now calling this meeting to order. In the absence of a flag, we're not going to do a Pledge of Allegiance, if you don't mind. I just noticed that it's not there.
Because we have one member calling in remotely, we should establish quorum by roll call. So if you'll call roll.
So, Bill Stoltz? Here. Craig Chadwick?
Craig Chadwick, present.
David Harris?
Present.
And Mary Maslowski?
Mary Maslowski here.
Duncan Berry is here. Great. So, for our public meeting, we have a interesting case now that the planner will discuss after I introduce it. It is case number PB 2021-25. Ronald and Jill Buck as owners seek approval of a use special permit for alternate access via Fairbanks Drive pursuant to the Code of the Town of Harwich, sections 325-51 and 325-18K. The property is located at 30 Lower County Road, Assessors Map ID 3-W2-5, and in the RH1 zoning district. Mr. Edmund.
Yeah, thank you. I'll socially distance. I'll take my mask off so I can communicate better. Just to update you on some developments over the past few days with this case, we have received a request to withdraw without prejudice from the special permit applicants, Mr. and Mrs. Buck. In this case, where that request has come after the matter has already been noticed, that withdrawal without prejudice is at the discretion of the board. It isn't allowed as a matter of right. So you still need to hold this hearing. You should take comments from anybody from the public who wants to provide public comment. But I'm going to suggest we bifurcate the review in a sense. You know that what's on the table is a withdrawal without prejudice. You should take comments from anybody in the public who wants to take them. You should discuss the matter yourself. And if you, in fact, grant the withdrawal without prejudice, there's no reason to get into the project on its merits. If you don't agree to the withdrawal without prejudice, then you can have the applicant present, discuss the project on its merits, take more comment, discuss that yourself. But I think at first you should just take up that procedural matter, the withdrawal without prejudice. And in fact, the comments from the public, in one sense, the scope should be limited to that particular issue, or not diverge too greatly from that particular issue, in my opinion. I don't know if the applicants have anything more to add, or if what I've articulated is satisfactory to them to articulate their request.
Are there applicants here this evening? Do you care to make any statement to the board?
We do not.
Okay. Does the board have any comments or questions about the letter from Attorney Reed?
Not about that letter.
Well, the withdrawal.
Or the withdrawal letter, just
Yeah.
in general?
Yeah.
Okay. Question about the withdrawal without prejudice means that they can come back at any time within X period of time?
That's correct. If you.
And the X is what is the?
No, they
X
can come
period of
back
time?
anytime.
Oh,
They could come back next
10
week.
years from now.
If this were a withdrawal with prejudice, they would have to go through a provision in Chapter 40A called a repetitive petition procedure.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Are there any, Mary?
Yeah, just through you to John. John, is it your position that we should read the letters into the record of the public hearing?
I don't know what your process normally is. I have not done that in the past in hearings
Okay.
I've been involved in, but whatever is customary to the board, feel free to do. I should mention, it is my recommendation. I don't see any reason not to allow the withdrawal without prejudice here. It's somewhat customary, but that's my recommendation. If you want to read the letters that have come in, you can do that. I know that there was a letter from Attorney Reed, and there were, I believe, 2 letters from neighbors.
Right.
Through Duncan, perhaps we can just note that those letters are received and are in the file?
I was going to say, we do have the letters. They are part of the material record. So I think the paper trail, and that is gonna be clean and tidy. I'd like to ask if there's anybody in the public that would like to make a statement or have any questions about the conditions of the status of the request. Please identify yourself and your address.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Attorney David Reed, as you indicated, you have my letter on
Yes.
behalf of several neighbors. We have no comment really on the request of withdrawal. I appreciate you having noted our letters for the record in the event that this does come back to the again. And several of the neighbors are present if you have any questions of them.
Very good. I don't know if we have any questions. I think it's a rather cut and dry thing to me. It sounds like, I don't know, do we have any other concerns here? Do I hear a motion?
Second, I'll make a motion. I move that we allow the withdrawal without prejudice for case number PB 2021-25, Ronald and Jill Buck as owners at the property located at 30 Lower County Road.
I have a motion,
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any further comment? Let's take a vote. Ms. Maslowski?
Mary Maslowski, aye.
Mr. Stoltz?
Bill Stoltz, aye.
Mr. Harris?
David Harris, aye.
Mr. Chadwick?
Craig Chadwick, aye?
And Duncan Berry, aye, so it's unanimous. Very good. Thank you very much for being here this evening. Appreciate you taking the time.
Great holiday, guys.
Yeah, same to you. I think we have some housekeeping matters to take care of the rest of the meeting. We have meeting minutes that were prepared for the November 30th meeting. Has everybody had a chance to look at those? Any questions or comments?
I move
Duncan,
approval
I'd
of the
make a-
Tuesday,
I didn't
November
have any
30th
comments. I'd
minutes.
make a motion to approve and place on file.
Yes, David, I'm sorry.
No, I was just making a motion.
Making a
to approve
motion.
the
Well, we got a motion from Mary.
I'll second her.
We got a second from you. Any further? Mary,
Are we voting?
yes, or we are voting,
Yes,
sorry.
aye.
Aye. Dave?
Aye.
Aye.
Craig? Bill?
Bill.
Aye. Duncan? Aye. We all, so that's unanimous. We accept the minutes. We have now an vote to appoint Mr. Chadwick as vice chair / clerk of the board.
So I'll make that motion.
I second the motion.
We have a second, and any comments or questions? Can anybody type this fast? Oh my gosh, you're doing a miracle. I'm seeing blisters forming on your fingertips.
I do have a question.
Yeah,
First of all, thank you for that. I'm honored, and obviously will accept the position, but should we open it up for nominations, or
Yeah.
we just,
We don't really have, I mean, generally, one will do that if you have a set of rules specifically prescribing how you might name a candidate. We don't have that. I mean, I mentioned somewhat informally at the last meeting, if somebody is interested, please let your interest be known. Craig, you did that. Nobody else did. I guess the way someone would object to it is they would not vote.
oh, okay.
You're a lovely person, nobody's gonna do that. But, so I don't think we need to go through that process of having other candidates or nominations or anything like that.
I just want to make sure everybody's got a right to vote.
Yeah.
right. I'm good with it. Are we ready for a vote? Maslowski,
Mary Maslowski, aye.
Stoltz,
Bill Stoltz, aye.
Harris,
David Harris, aye.
Chadwick.
Craig Chadwick, aye.
Oh, I thought you, so, very aye. So that's unanimous too. Very good. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank
And
you.
this is just a quick reminder, speaking of positions on the board, we're down 2 alternates. So if you know people, anybody can recommend somebody for the board who,
And one
has got-
regular.
One, yeah.
And one regular.
And one,
too.
that's right, and one regular. We could use somebody who's got skin in the game and has a perspective on the town. So, it's always good, regardless what that is, so. Just a reminder. And so we have some advisory opinions.
Yeah, ZBA, other than the matter I spoke to you about the last meeting, the Nathan Walker Road matter, there are only 2 other matters on zoning board of appeals, and they're pretty customary. pre-existing non-conforming dwelling cases, so nothing further to report on that.
Okay. We also have, I noticed from the selectmen's meeting the other night, is that we are proceeding apace with a case from last year having to do with, on Parallel Street, a litigation against the town. And is there any way that we should be, a reason we should be monitoring this, or is this strictly selectmen's concern?
Yeah, my
Because I know
experience,
we were noted on, I mean, I think, did we all not receive?
We were all individually.
as a matter of statute, the statute requires that the board being appealed from is named in their personal capacities and their capacity as a board. My experience with litigation in the real world is generally that board doesn't have a lot to say. It's usually the Board of Selectmen and your town council.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
Duncan?
Yes.
Are you?
Yes, Mary?
John, it's my understanding that the town's insurance covers us right in our personal capacity as we acted as members of the board,
That's correct, that's correct. Yep. They didn't, I'm sorry, I misspoke. They don't, you're not named in your personal capacity. You're named personally, but as a member of the
As a
board.
member of the board.
Yeah. For some reason, the statute requires that. It's a little strange, but, and they actually serve you at your residence,
Right.
or at least by mail.
We
Yeah.
got it by mail. I got mine by
By
mail.
mail,
Yeah.
Are we allowed to discuss the specifics of the issue?
No, no.
I think it'll be interesting because once the tape is played from that meeting, replayed, I think the distance is gonna be, reveal quite a lot, so, I don't know. You guys remember it as clearly as I do, but. All right, so we have an old business, any briefings, correspondence, or reports, anything, Mary?
So I can just report that CPC has started reviewing applications before us, and we will meet again in January is our next meeting. So we could start voting on financial matters as early as January.
Wow,
So if anybody's interested, all the applications are on the website at the CPC webpage. So they aren't available if anyone's interested.
any action over at Historic?
We have a meeting tomorrow night. It should be relatively quick, nothing too crazy before us right now.
Okay. The only thing I have to report is that I am still delinquent in getting some image recommendations for the design guideline PDF to the team over at the Cape Cod Commission, but that'll go out this week, so I've just been jammed up. But they've got a million images, I don't know why, they don't just choose them instead of me. So, any other business before the board?
I'll just offer one thing. We're going to say Kaylee Kaliki Maka, or Aloha, to David, who's heading to warmer climes for the winter.
Ah,
Yes.
so did
Tonight-
that all go through, by the way? I thought, oh yeah, of course it went through, I was there. They
Yeah.
voted it through, so,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it went through.
yeah.
So we won't
That's
see you
great.
again in
Enjoy the
person.
warm weather, David.
Yeah.
Mary was wishing you warm weather, and,
Thank you.
yeah,
I wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
yeah.
Same to you.
Same to you.
Happy and safe New Year.
Yeah.
Hope we can get rid of COVID
So when are you gonna be
There
back?
you go.
in May.
In May, okay. Seriously, you go to Hawaii?
No, I
Or
was
in
just,
Florida?
I'm
he's going to Florida.
Florida?
I was joking about
Yeah, I was
Hawaii.
gonna say, it's like, I don't, how are we gonna handle this time zone thing? It's
Yeah.
6 hours. I don't-
Actually, with the way the telephone sets up, it's really more, everything is clearer to me with the hearing aids and the hearing loss. On
Really?
the phone, because it Bluetooths right into the hearing aid.
Oh, wow.
So, and they tried to find a system that works with the microphones, but
Huh.
the techie, neither techie nor I could figure it out, so.
Jeepers.
so,
Well, we'll miss you, but we'll
Well, I'll be
be
on
checking
phone.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Any other business?
No?
And I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a
So
motion.
moved. Second.
Second, so,
You do have to take the silly roll call.
right, so Mazowski,
Mary Maslowski, aye.
Stoltz,
Bill Stoltz, aye.
Harris,
Here, aye.
Chadwick,
Chadwick, aye.
Barry, aye. Very good. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
you
letting me
taking the
call in
time.
this evening.
Thanks, Mary.
Thank